All right, everybody, welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads with Yi Gong, and good to see everybody. We're going to be talking about lead follow-up for both new leads and old leads, just leads in general. So if you are with us, go ahead and type into the chat where you're coming in from.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our awesome webinar today. I know some of you guys probably join us from East Coast, and it's always very excited for people. A lot of them coming from East Coast because
Yeah.
it's 8 p.m. and we truly appreciate you guys spending the evening with us.
Yeah, well, we got Las Vegas in the house as well. So awesome. Good to see you, Craig, as well. And Downington, Downington, PA. Very nice. Awesome. All right. So we are, let's see who else we got here. Jackie, ERA. Oh, Jackie, did I meet you down there in Cape Coral when I was there? I was with the ERA. I think it was, I don't know if it was in Cape Coral, but Greg Williams in his office 2 weeks ago, I guess, at this point. So, anyways,
Time flies, huh? Felt like it was
what's that?
just yesterday. I say time flies. Felt like just was yesterday.
Oh, I know. My gosh. And I'm actually going to be going down there. Derek has asked me to come back down at the end of August, August 20th, I believe. So I should be down there. So Jackie, actually different company. Sorry. Anyways, scratch that. Don't worry about it. But while I'm there, maybe I'll stop by. And in fact, I should let Greg know. And maybe we can get a big group with ERA while I'm there. That would be nice.
Sorry we
Oh,
missed you, Jackie.
yeah. Hey, if you had appointments that day, you are excused. As long as they weren't appointments with things that aren't relevant to real estate. But if you're doing, I always tell people, man, if you're out with buyers or sellers or working on a deal, then you are excused. I've put into the StreamYard chat or the conversation area there. I put this link. If you're watching this on a recording or you're watching this maybe where you don't have access to the link I put in, if you go to listingstoleads.com/blog, you can find this post right here. Just search struggling with Facebook ads and follow up. This is an awesome post for everybody because follow up, it's funny. I just talked to a client last week who
Mm-hmm.
he was complaining about follow up, and I looked at his account, and he has only run 3 ads in the last month, totaling about $120 maybe.
Okay, so
Maybe
it's
that much.
below our budget we recommended,
Yeah, and
right?
and actually it was like the last month and a half, maybe 2 months. So like
Okay.
3 ads in the last month or 2, and the first thing about follow up is you got to have enough leads to follow up with. All right. So yeah, like you just said, there's a minimum budget that you really need to be running with the Facebook ads. Now, when you get a lead from the nearby homeowner letter or a postcard or something, those leads are a little bit easier because it's a much harder path to follow to get to the lead capture part of it. So
Yeah.
those are a lot easier. But when we talk about Facebook lead ads, where you get the name, email, and phone number,
Mm-hmm.
key to that is making sure you spend enough money and that you do it consistently enough. And, you know, sometimes I don't know what to say because when I told him that you really need to be spending about $125 a week and you need to do that consistently, I know for
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, that might be a little bit hard to swallow, but I promise you, you are spending money on programs you don't need.
Right.
When in fact, Gordon Day here, if I scroll down this post right here, you are going to see he more than made up. So, the post here, if I get to the part here and I decided L2L listings to leads would be my lead gen platform and I would scrap all others. I canceled thousands of dollars a month of shiny object vendors who are promised to deliver the best leads. And so for a lot of you, you're probably paying for stuff that maybe you're not using, maybe you're using it, but it's really just, it's kind of one of those, it would be nice to have, and if it actually worked, it would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to cancel these programs that are not working for you, because with listings to leads, even just doing the Facebook ads alone would make it more than worth the money. So the first key is line up your vendors and line up all of all those crazy things that you're paying money for. Get rid of all the ones that are not adding to the bottom line. That's the first thing I would say, is clean up your act regarding all of these shiny objects that you're doing. Right? I mean,
Right.
people, God, right? How many people we talk to, they spend 500 for a 2 hour YouTube training, or they spend 500 for this and 200 for that, all over
Yeah.
the place.
Right. When you see a Facebook ad, because I was on it all the time now, and I see these, don't do open houses, don't do this. Instead, join my, whatever the shiny object. I'm like, please do not click this. And here's another $650 going nowhere. We have people that actually just do it and have a process done and showing success within 6 to 8 weeks
Oh,
and
or
without all these shiny objects.
what about that? I'm not going to say who it's from, but what about that? We saw that ad, and it was like, for $7 or $27, you can get access to our vault,
Oh
right?
my God.
And
Yeah.
you go through, oh my God, some of these people should just be arrested for just like full out like scamming you. And
Yeah.
this is a reputable company, a reputable guy. If I said his name, you'd all know who it is. And I was like, oh, let me check this out. So I signed up for it. Now, it wasn't a lot of money, but it's just the kind of crap that you get in real estate, where they're promising something, and we got in there, and then they wanted to upsell you for 200, and then it was like, and I'm like, if the delivery of your promise in the ad or the post right on Facebook is this poor, there's no way in hell I'm giving you any more of my money. And it was just like such a bait and switch. And there's
Yeah,
so
it's terrible. It's so bad. And I looked
oh
at, okay, here's another like click on here to actually get the X. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I
yeah,
just got swindled $7. Granted, it's only $7. You're already so mad.
yeah. Well, because they went from $7 to like $110 to $200, and they would just don't leave yet because we're gonna da, da, da. And it was, I'm like, dude, you have really ruined your reputation. And this is a guy that's got a great reputation, I assume, in the industry, because everybody would know who he is. He runs one of those new real estate companies, and he's like, oh yeah, get access to my vault for $7. And then it's like freaking bait and switch, beyond belief. I was just absolutely
I know.
disappointing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jakob, you're right. We cut the loss.
Yeah.
Too-
Yeah. Yeah, right? I mean, it's just absolutely nuts. And there's a million ways to be successful in real estate, and that's part of the problem. And so you'll see these guys and these, people, women do it too, men do it. They get up there on Facebook or on Instagram or on TikTok, and they promise you all of these great things. And then what you don't know is there's no support. What you actually get on the inside is very different from what it kind of looked like you're going to get. And so, first of all, I would say, cull down all of those expenses you're paying. Just do an audit. Maybe you've already done it recently,
Mhm.
but just coming back to my point is, you do have to have enough money in the gas tank. All right. You got to have enough oxygen for the fire, right? In any kind of situation where you're trying to get something, you got to have enough input into it. You really do. And so the first thing with lead follow-up is you got to have enough leads coming in to begin with. And there's a number of different reasons for that. And I know we've talked about that before, as far as when you only have 1 or 2 leads coming in a day, or only 4 to 5 leads a week, what happens?
Well, you like commission breath, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It affects your follow-up, and
Yeah.
you get one bad phone call, you're like done. You have no energy or anything to keep up, and then you complain about how bad the lead is.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, here's a couple of a post right here that Gordon, and I love this post. He said, I picked up a good lead today from one of his listings. Funny how a conversation changes if you don't hang up. They started talking, telling me everything pre-qualified up to 600,000. Now, Gordon is spending about $125 a week on Facebook ads. He's only doing just listed, active, or open house. And in fact, he sent me a text the other day, and I mentioned this in another call recently, but let me bring it up because I absolutely loved this text that he sent me. And I'm looking at my phone right now, and he said, "Love it." Oh, because his ads. So I was showing him. In fact, let me do this right there. So I was showing him his ads, right? I was like, dude, 24 leads at 43, 180, 36 leads, 239, right? 24 at $1.74. And I showed him that, and he goes, I love it. He goes, I got two. He goes, I got two good buyer leads from this week, with one having a home to sell. And he goes, they committed to me, working with me over the telephone. He's going to be meeting with them
Oh,
and
wow.
setting
Yeah.
up some showings. They both filled out on the registration 12 plus months. And he goes, same thing happened last weekend or last week. Pipeline is growing. And he's, quote, this is the best I felt in years. Thank you. Remember, this is the guy that was getting ready to
Quit.
uh,
Yeah.
quit real estate, right? He was getting
Yeah.
ready to quit real estate when we changed his business around by getting rid of all of these programs. Like you could use listings to leads as your CRM if you needed to. Because right, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we got the AI text follow up. We got the email follow up. We don't have mass text messaging yet. That's one of the things that we are adding to the system. But if you needed to in a pinch, all you literally need is listings to leads and access to the MLS where you can set up people on a listing alert system, right? So when you got buyer leads or even seller leads, and you want to set them up on a listing alert so they can see what the new listings are. That's all you need. There are so many programs a lot of you are using that you literally barely need. Now, if you have a good CRM, totally recommend having one that's very robust. There's a lot of great CRMs out there, but I'm just saying if you don't have a CRM, you could be using listings to leads as your CRM for right now. We are actually building our CRM out a lot more coming in the next coming months. But that as it is right now, a good CRM, listings to leads, and MLS access.
That's it. Yep.
You barely need a website. Like who in the
Right.
heck goes to a website nowadays for an agent, right?
We
You know, they,
have an awesome single property website. It has everything.
well,
It's
no, I'm talking about the agent website where, like
yeah,
Scott,
I know, I know. Yeah,
yeah.
but that's what I meant is in listings leads, we have this agent websites phenomenal.
Oh, right. Yeah. We
Yeah,
do actually.
yeah.
Yeah. And you can actually get a domain put on it if you wanted to.
I know there are a lot of hungry, starving agents right now, right? And that's another reason they were like not letting go some of these programs. They think they still have this hope that it's gonna bring something. Meanwhile, it's costing hundreds, thousands of dollars that's not performing. You need to
Right.
just let go and focus on a system that works and just grind it out 6 to 8 weeks, do the
Yeah.
right things, put a budget behind it, and then
Yeah.
follow up.
Yep. All right. Now, another good thing with follow up is, and I want you to look at Gordon's second comment right here, is if
Mhm.
you can do more open houses, you're going to do better with your follow up because now people are getting a chance to meet you. If you follow our open house marketing and mastery, we do training on that every 2 weeks. Go to listingstoleads.com/open house and make sure you pay attention to the open house marketing. And this works for your listing or a listing that you borrow. So we got open house marketing, and then we got open house mastery. So the marketing part talks about how to market to both home buyers and home seller and homeowners. So we're going to get buyer leads, we're going to get seller leads. Open house mastery talks about how to conduct the open house. And I tell you what, went to 3 open houses this weekend, and one of the homes, a little bit of an aside, I don't know if
Yeah.
you noticed, the toilet seat was up in the upstairs bathroom. I didn't notice it downstairs, but in your video that you had, I noticed that the toilet seat was up.
Oh, really?
I was like,
That's
dude,
not good.
that is one of the first things we talk about. Not one of the first things, but that is one of the things we literally mention in open house mastery, among a lot of other things, of course, is
Yeah.
before the open house, you do a quick walkthrough. You make sure everything is put away. You make sure the toilet seats are down. All the lights are on. We don't want any off light, lights that are turned off. And another thing at these 3 open houses, is they all had cookies from Costco,
Safeway.
Safeway, right,
Safeway,
whatever, sitting in the clear plastic container
yeah.
on the table. And it was just like, I'm like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "All right, you
And
got
the
the right."
guy even had the Safeway's label on it and the price tag. They didn't even bother. It was so funny.
Yeah, didn't even bother. People, let me tell you something. Presentation is everything.
Yeah.
If you ever watch like TV shows or movies or anything like that, you know, you know, it's like the presentation is more than half the battle. So when you're going to do our open house mastery and you take a look at that, and I'll show you where that is in listings to leads, you want to set it up so that people feel like what you're doing is a little bit is special, is different than what everybody else does. And we talk about having some food there. Now my favorite types of food at an open house is mixed nuts, and you get the little single serving containers, and you have a little bit of mixed nuts in the little container for people, because then they just kind of pick it up, they're kind of munching on them, versus like, am I supposed
Cookies.
to grab a cookie from your little thing there? I mean, at least you're going to do cookies. Get a nice serving plate and put them on a nice serving plate. Maybe the seller's got one. Wash it afterwards. But yeah,
I think it
we
was I think it was a fixer-upper listing, so it totally goes very well with the with that listing.
uh,
Hey,
I guess.
Neil has been running ads, and I noticed his cost per lead has been really, really good. So I can't wait to hear from him if he's
Yeah.
has some success with his follow-up,
Well, now here's the key. So 250 a lead is phenomenal, but we want to
right?
make sure that we're doing that you got enough money behind it. So if you're getting 250 lead, but you only got 10 leads for the week, not enough. We really want to get to about 5 to 8 leads a day, every single day, consistently. And you want to do that for at least a month before you
Mhm.
get too nervous about anything. With Gordon, it was literally 4 to 5 weeks before things started turning around, and he could really see that this was going to change his. I hate to be so dramatic, but you know, he literally said it in his text message to me from the other day. This is the best I felt in years. Thank you. Pipeline is growing. He's got $2.5 million in contract. So at that link I gave you, now we're gonna talk through a lot of really great things I think today here, but I do want to make sure that you take a look at this video here. It's at the link I put into the chat, and at about 40 minutes, now the whole thing is phenomenal, but at about 40 minutes is where he starts talking. Maybe 42 is where he really gets into the follow up, and he talks about when you're following up, just don't try to pre-qualify people. All right. When you get a hold of somebody, don't try to pre-qualify them. That is the worst thing that you can do, because you come across as a salesperson, similar to what you said. It just gives you that commission breath that nobody wants. So when you get a hold of a lead, make sure you try to connect with them first. All right. Just, like a normal person. All right. How is it now? You're calling people. So 10 leads in 2 days. Yeah, that's fair.
That's
I'd
all
like to
right.
see that
Yeah.
bump up just a tiny bit, but Neil, you're right in the ballpark. That's absolutely awesome. So talk to us a little bit about so you call people. When do you call people, and what does
Okay.
that first conversation look like, and so on?
Yeah. So I'm a lender, so my follow-up is a little bit different than a real estate agent.
But now you're running
So
ads for
I'm
listings.
running on just listed, right?
Yeah.
And I
And
think
open
the
house.
last 2 days, this new listing, I think I average about 6 leads a day because I looked at it. Um, I pick a time of the day to make calls just to answer Yakov. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Question like, when do you call the leads? I don't call the leads right away as they come in, unless they immediately engage with the AI text follow up and they want you to call. Okay, which has not happened. So I call between 7 and 8 p.m. every night. I go through my new leads first, and then the leads I haven't had the chance to talk to like prior 2 days. Like I call the leads about every 2 days, and I call them for a week. Then I just let it go. Or they will tell you, don't call me, then I just get them off the text and just have the email follow up. Or get rid of them completely if they just are dead lead.
Yeah. Yeah. But now you're talking to people about every single day, almost every
Yeah, I
day. I'm
do.
hearing you
So
talking.
I talk to people about the new leads, and every other day is the old leads. I try to call them.
Yeah. Awesome. So when you call somebody up, so let's say you get them on the telephone, what is the first thing that you would say? Or,
I always try to refer to the property. I say, "Oh, hi, this is Yi. I'm calling because you're looking at that property I posted at blah, blah, blah. Do you have any questions on property? Is that what you're looking at?" So then I just try not to say anything. And I think in the past, I tried to say too much. Now I try to listen.
smart. Yep. And that's one of the things Gordon says is try just to be of service, listen, right? Gordon does the same thing. When you listen to the interview that we did with him, in fact, he's going to be with us again on the 28th of July. So I think that's next week, right? Today is the
Yeah.
21st or 22nd. I don't even know if today is 21st. Yeah, he'll be with us next Monday, a week from today. That'll be awesome. I can't wait. So
Yeah.
you're going to hear from Gordon again. But yeah, when he calls again, like what you said, he refers to the listing. So, I saw that you were looking at the listing on, you know, Maple Court, right? Did you have any questions about that, or how can I be of help with that? And let people talk. Now, if you think about it, if you can get 1 out of 10 people on the phone, that is phenomenal. But if you're only generating 1 or 2 leads a day, that could take you a whole month. That could take you 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. What I found out is if you get them on the phone on the first try, and 1 out of 3, they're very nice. And usually the conversations always carry on. And like yesterday, I had an awesome conversation actually on Sunday, and I referred that buyer to the real estate agent, to the listing agent,
Yeah.
because she's looking for a realtor on a 1031 exchange. It's just like conversations, you let her talk, let her tell you what her story is, then you can just react. But there will be silence in between, like when you ask a question and with somebody like thinking. And sometimes, this is, I'm still learning. Like before, I will always try to jump in, but just if there's that silence, it's okay because they're thinking, right? So don't try to jump in and start a new conversation. Like, oh, you try to push something.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things. I think that's one of the things that Gordon talked about as well is don't try to talk over them. Don't try to pre-qualify them. Don't interrupt yourself, right?
Yeah.
Let a little bit of silence happen, right? Silence is golden because, again, like you said, they're thinking, they don't know you, so they're thinking and they're trying to figure out, what to say or how to say it in such a way that to maybe not put them on the hook for anything. And so, active listening and not having too many scripts, not being too formulated with what you're doing, but just be a real person. And even to the point where when you watch the interview we did with Gordon at that link above in the chat here, when he had that woman screaming at him and he didn't hang up on her, he didn't meet fire with fire. He just sat back and said, listen, I can tell you're having a bad day. I'm just here to help, right? You clicked on my ad for 123 Main Street and I just want to help. And she turned out to be a buyer lead with a home to sell. Absolutely amazing because he didn't react to her. He didn't try to pre-qualify her. He didn't try to script her. He just asked her a question, got a response, responded back in such a nice, beautiful way. And now he's got a client from a lady who is really would have been considered, who could have ruined his day. And here's the other thing with lead follow-up.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into AI text. We're going to get into email. We're going to get into some other things as well. But don't let a bad lead ruin your day. Don't let someone's rudeness, don't let someone's anger at the world ruin your day. That's the worst thing that you can do because it's going to throw you off your game and it's going to make it where you don't even want to be doing this anymore. And when you don't want to do something that you have to do, that is a really, really difficult place to be in. So just try to have the professionalism and this the frame of mind and the presence to understand that people have things going on. They could have had a fight with their significant other. They could have had an issue at their job. They could have had a car accident, a friend could have been injured. Who knows? There's a million and one things that are going on in people's lives. And the worst thing that we can do is take someone else's anger or frustration and put that as a reflection on us and the work that we are doing. When again, this gets back into why we want to make sure that we have enough gas in the tank, enough oxygen on the fire, enough budget with our ads in this case, so that we have a nice flow of people coming in, so that when one or two of them, you might get a bad phone number, you might get an angry person. That's fine because I got more leads coming in. I'm not going to stress on that person that's giving me shade.
Right. Yesterday, I had this guy really mad at me.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. What happened?
Yeah, I called yesterday. He's like, I can't afford this. Okay. I said, well, but you're just looking at that. I just want to find out if you had, were able to locate the photos because I something's wrong with my Facebook. Right. He's like, he's just, getting really mad. And then he's like, well, I don't have money right now. Then he's like, then I kind of just waited for a little bit and I said, um, well, maybe there are some options that will help you. And then he goes, well, okay, you know what? I'm busy right now. Maybe you'll call me tomorrow. So I
Yeah,
didn't force the issue. I was like, okay, perfect. I'll give you a call
yeah,
tomorrow. I was like, at least he
yeah.
didn't really completely hang up on me.
I'm telling you, man. If they say that, and then because you had that one guy earlier a couple of weeks ago, it's kind of a similar thing where, oh, is that guy that you said he was like, call me tomorrow, and you called him the next day, and he said, call me tomorrow, and you called him the next day, right?
Yeah, then
So
he finally called,
people
he
are just
answered my phone.
crazy. You're gonna
And
get
yeah, here's what he said. He said, I actually really appreciate it. You were so accommodating. And I
that's
could tell
right
that
there.
you really wanted to help.
That's it
We
right
end up
there.
having coffee
Yep.
and, I'm helping him buying a place. So there you go.
I'm telling you right now, being able to get off the phone in a respectful, cordial, warm, right,
Yeah.
personable, friendly manner, getting off the phone in that manner is gold, right? Knowing when to hang up with somebody, knowing when to let somebody go. I mean, the guys she's talking about just now, the guy she referred to from last night, the
Like you don't want
ability
to force the
to
issue. Yeah.
well, yeah. What was the George Seinfeld thing with or Jerry Seinfeld when George like always leave on top, right? So when
Oh
you
yeah.
got somebody, right,
Gotta go. Gotta go.
gotta go. And sometimes on top, maybe down here, it's not really on top, but it's like the most top you're gonna get. And if
Yeah.
you were to say whatever, or feel like, oh, they're just blowing me off, or what have you, you could have lost a great opportunity. Because here's the deal. Just like the lady that was screaming at Gordon that one time, when he responded back the way he did, when the guy was trying to blow off Yi, but still not, you know what I mean? He was trying to, whatever. Hey, I'm not talking right now. Call me tomorrow. All right. A lot of people would take that as a complete blow off and assume that that person didn't want to talk to you, when in fact, and had you responded like, okay, great, whatever, or
Or if you
okay,
hang up, like if I hang up, okay, right.
yeah,
Versus just have one more conversation, kind of lay him on the phone just a little bit longer.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I
No,
did.
that's awesome. That's absolutely brilliant. I love it. So, all right, we'll come back to this page right here in a little bit. So, um, I think the first thing is let's go to if you're in listings to leads. Now, if you got a CRM and you got a great follow up, go to your listings to leads profile. In fact, let's go there first. Let's go to the profile first because some of you are going to have a great CRM. And you're going to see right here in my listings to leads profile, CRM integration right here. I've got a ton, or we've got a ton of different CRMs that you can connect to. If your CRM is not listed here, there's typically three ways that you can still get your leads there. The first one is what's called a lead forwarding email address. And you'll see under here, under other CRMs tab right there. And ask your CRM support for your lead forwarding email address. That's kind of a proper term, or it's an industry term, lead forwarding email address. Typically a crazy looking email that looks like it doesn't make any sense. It's not the same email you're using right now. Typically it's just some bizarre looking email. You'll get it, you'll drop it into here, and then that way the leads will go to that CRM. We've also got API Nation. You can see here, we got a ton of different options there. We got Zapier. I would rather not have to use Zapier or API Nation, to be honest with you. Just more complexity, but a lot of people do, and the people that do, they absolutely love it, because there's some situations where you may need to get the lead data into a program that's not readily available otherwise. But typically, we got most of the major CRMs here. And as I mentioned, this tab right here, other CRMs, should work perfectly for you. Now, so that's your CRM. The two things in listings to leads that you want to do is I would activate follow-ups. So we've got an amazing buyer and seller lead follow-up for you. All you have to do, and now you can look at this. I got so many different follow-ups here. You can add new follow-ups. You can duplicate and edit. You can create brand new ones. So here's my buyer lead follow-up. Here's my seller lead follow-up. If you just turn it on, there's usually a little wizard here. Let's see if that comes up or not. I turn this back on and off all the time, so it's not like a brand new account. But yeah, here you go. You're almost set. So confirm the email that you want to send your emails from. Send to, all right, just seller leads, or, pick your poison. Send this campaign to existing leads of this list. Yeah, so that means just all the current leads in my account. I want them to be getting this follow-up. So you may have been using listings to leads and didn't realize we had follow-up. So I'm going to say yes to that. And then make this campaign recurring. I'm going to say yes and click save. And that will turn on. Now I'm going to leave it off because most of my leads are just other real estate agents. I don't need to bother y'all with my follow-up. But when you click in here, and you can edit, one thing that you might want to think about in your follow-up is adding a link to a Calendly where they can set up a call with you. You can see all the emails here. So this is a seller follow-up. So the first follow-up will be the autoresponder. So whether it's a Facebook lead ad or a landing page or what have you, there's usually an autoresponder associated. That's the first email. And then, so this would be email number 2. We're offering a PDF guide, how to increase your home value. And then the next one here is a very short email. And so what we do, and this is typical of both the buyer and the seller lead follow-up, is one email will be for PDF guide. So they can literally download the guide right from the email. There's no landing page or anything. They literally just download the guide right from here. It's branded to you, your colors, your logo, your photo. You get a notification that that person downloaded the guide. You'll have their name, email, and phone number if you got the phone number, and you can follow up with it. I would follow anyone that downloads a guide and I get the notification from listings to leads. I would call them up within, not immediately, but I would wait 5 to 10 minutes, I think, and then I would follow up with them. And then the alternate email is a really, really short one. So your home value estimate, right? First name. Say, hey, Scott, I have a buyer that hasn't found a home yet. Do you know if any of your neighbors are thinking about selling their homes? Thanks. So it's either a PDF guide or really short. PDF guide, really short. Because we want to either be adding value or asking or giving something that is so short that they can literally read it and respond in under 5 or 10 seconds. A lot of times these follow-up emails are so long that people just get lost and they're not even interested in taking a look at it. So both our buyer follow-up, our seller follow-up follow the same pattern. So you can take a look at that. So that's one thing. And then the next thing is when you go to let's see, I believe if we go to listing. Now I've already signed up for AI text follow-up. So I won't see it on my page, but if you go to ads or I believe listings, let's go to ads and see. If you're not signed up for it already, there will be a banner right here. Yeah, see, I've already signed up for it. And I can't obviously go into my AI text. It's got all the personal information of people, but it's a great conversation. In fact, you know what, E? I saw that the AI text did get upgraded. So now the AI text starts off the same way as it always did, where it will say, um, hey, thank you for your interest in 123 Main Street. Would you like more information, or are you just browsing? So that's the
Right.
first question. And then it'll kind of follow up with that question just like one or two times. And then it will start offering guides. So it'll say something like,
Oh,
would
good. Yeah.
would you like my ultimate guide to buying a home? So we're doing that in the AI text follow up now, which is really, really cool. I need to actually get a few screenshots of that, and I'll share that in the mastermind group. But it's very, very cool because we're leveraging all the other tools that we've got for seller leads. Would you like an updated home value? Would you like our guide, 5 Dangers of Overpricing Your Home, or the Ultimate Home Selling Guide? So all these PDF guides that are in your Listings to Leads account are now being not offering all of them, but we're offering select guides in the AI
Yeah.
text follow-up as well.
That's more likely for them to say yes or no, right?
Well, it's just a great way to get engaged, because that way, if the lead says yes, send me the guide, then you'll get notification. Hey, send them the guide, and so you can come into Listings to Leads.
I have a question, right? I have this lady. So she engaged with the AI text follow-up like very early on. Remember the one who
Yep.
wanted to buy cow and stuff. And I tried to
Well,
call her.
she wanted to buy a home to put cows on, but yeah.
Yeah. So I try to call her and she never answers the phone, right? But she
Hmm.
opens every single email. She
Yeah.
makes me so mad. Like I don't know. I think people like that, she just on her own pace. She'll reach out.
100%. Th-
What?
This this is exactly why. All right, two things I'm going to tell you on this one. But
Yeah.
you're doing it right, and in this case, this is a little bit of a weird, right? Because she's opening up every email, she's not talking to you. One, this is exactly why you want to make sure that you are not getting a couple of leads and, oh my God, I talked to somebody, or oh, they opened up an email or whatever, and then you stop running ads because you think, oh, my pipeline is great. Well, no, it's not great. You need, Gordon, one of the leads that he got from last week, right? Great lead. He goes, her dad died. Now,
Mm,
he
something
spoke to
happened.
her, or she texted him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're in communication. They're still going to be looking to meet up this week. But he was like, her dad died, so pushed it back a little bit. But we're still in conversation, and things happen all the time, right? People may lose a job. Someone gets, like I said, they get injured, they get sick, whatever it is. Life happens, and so when you think about, if I get 100 leads at any point in time, maybe 3 to 10 of them are going to be, kind of bumping up and down with things happening in life. Um, and so maybe it's something good. Maybe they get a promotion, and they're kind of ghosting you a little bit because they want to see how that new job is going to do, because maybe they want to buy a bigger house or a bigger property. Who knows? The thing is, we typically don't know, but we love to make assumptions about what's going on. So the thing for you, I would say, is it's good to kind of pay attention to that. I think, somebody's opening up all my emails. I might
Mhm.
try to come up with a maybe another. Well, I don't want them to think I'm pestering them, because that's
Right,
just,
exactly. Yeah.
and I know you don't. And Gordon, you're going to see in the interview that he did, he he calls people from 9 to 10:30 and 11 to 12. So every day he's calling new leads, old leads, contacts, uh, his buyers, his sellers, keeping in contact. So all of his phone work is done in the morning, and in the afternoon he's doing other things, showings and appointments and things. Yi, again, she's doing it from 7 to 8 p.m. But Gordon calls a lead 7 times. And after that, he doesn't call them anymore. He just lets them go with the AI text follow up, and uh, uh, with the email follow up and text follow up. So he doesn't call them though after day number 7. He lets the other items. And the cool thing is, I love when he said this. And I said, well, why is that? And you'll see in the interview. He goes, because I got new leads coming in. I don't need to. try and do this 3 calls a day, 3 times a day, 3 calls, 3 texts, 3 emails a day, like some people will tell you to do. Which, I mean, who's got time for that? Right? Literally, who's got time for that? Marlene says, how do I change the AI message? I want the client coordinator for me. Marlene, go with our support team on that, or maybe get to the mastermind group. And I'll help take a look at that. I just don't want to get into the AI text stuff. Let me see something here. Let me see if I can access that part of the AI text without showing any private information from people, because when you go to the leads dashboard, so give me a second here. Let me see. I'm going to bring up leads. I'm looking at my other monitor here. And so, actually, if I go to my profile, all right, give me a second here. I apologize. So, all right. So under the leads tab, there's a button on the kind of under the green bar, says AI text follow-ups. If I click on that, let me see. I think I got it for you. Team name.
Actually, I'm glad Marlene asked that question because I want to do the same. Like, Alex is my assistant.
Right. So what do you want to do?
So it's like, okay, this is Alex Yigong's assistant at
Right.
something versus right now it says, hi, this is Alex.
Oh, I got it right here.
Assistant
Right, hold on a second. I'm
to
gonna
be
bring
like
this up.
Ogre, which is not true.
Right. All right. So right here, so when you go to the leads page,
Yeah.
there'll be a button kind of there's a green bar across the top that's like qualified, unqualified, in conversation. Right, that green banner across the top of the leads page. And there's a button called AI text follow-up settings, I believe. AI text follow-ups. And so right here, I think try where it says team or company name. You see where mine says L2L Demo Realty. Maybe change that to your name, and then see if that doesn't do what you're wanting it to do. Does that make sense, E?
Yeah. Okay.
Does that seem like that's what you're asking about?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah. Because I
okay.
don't want it to go to the broker name.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
get it.
Alex is under my name, right?
Yeah.
So people would more like to relate to that. But
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it.
yeah, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. You really just want to get them on the phone.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, but when that first AI text message hits them, you don't want it to be. In fact, we edited that initial message a few different times to just pare it
Yeah.
down, pare it down, because we don't want this like entire paragraph going out to people. So Marlene, check that out and see if that doesn't do what you want it to do. Excuse me. And if not, or even if so, get to the mastermind group. Let me know if you got it to do what you wanted it or not. I'd love to get the feedback on that from you after you take a look at it. So to my point of on the email follow-ups, if somebody does say they want to get a PDF guide, because again, that's being offered via the AI text, you can just come in here, right? Find the guide that they asked for. Later on, we'll see about automating this, but it's just right here. You can download this in English or Spanish. In fact, that might be your follow-up, right? So depending on the name of the person, you might respond back and say, hey, this is Scott. You were talking to my assistant, Alex. Did you want that guide in English or Spanish? Right? That might be a great conversation point for people. We got the text only version there as well. So one of the things I wanted to point out to people. So sometimes you are going to get a lead. So this is all, my email's correct, but my phone number, right? That's a fake number. And my address is not there. So this is so key. In fact, Gordon loves it. A lot of people love it when they find out that it's here. There is a more button on the lead detail page. So as you're getting leads and you go to the leads page in listings to leads and you click the person's name, you'll end up on this page right here. And this is what I mean. All right, check this out. I can make notes. I can add tasks with reminders, right? Reminder, repeat. I can add a meeting with a reminder. I can send an email, right? I can send an email here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can create a listing presentation, which I'll, in fact, I haven't done that. I'm gonna do that here. This might be awesome. And then there's the more button. So when you do search name, they got a really interesting name maybe, but more to the point, email and phone, because these are unique to people. So go to more, search email on Google, search phone on Google, and find out if they own a property, if they own a home. And a lot of the times, if you get a bad phone number, you can come in here and search email and find the address, find their phone number. Not every single time, but maybe depending on the email, like if it's a Hotmail or Outlook, not so much. But a lot of times, if it's maybe a Gmail or a company email, you get the phone number, you get the property address where they live, and then you can look up, do they own the home or are they renting the home? There's a lot of different programs. I think Forewarn might be something like that. Yeah, Marlene, I can't wait to hear back from you on that one. And so if you find out that they own a home, check this out, add address. And I'm going to add my address. 123 Tomlin, whatever that is. Tomlinson Drive, Folsom, California. Owner or renter, let's just say owner, save. Yes. Now, watch what happens when this recycles. So there we go. So that populated right there. There's two things I want to show you. One is, if I go to home valuation right here, actually, no, or first of all, when I do this, they are now going to get, because if I got them as a homeowner and I got a property address right here,
Yeah.
let me show you. If you go to landing pages, so I'm going to open up in a new tab. This is a pro tip. I don't think I've ever even shared this with people before. And what we want to do is I want to set it up where they get a home value estimate on their home every single month going forward. Right. And how you do that, go to edit. I believe it's edit. And advanced options. And I believe it's under follow-up. Yes. Right here. Send follow-up email first week of every month. Make sure that's on. And let me click on the preview. I think there's a preview. Is there a preview? Let me send a test email. And I'll show you what it looks like. So this will send out an email the first week of every month. Their home value, there it goes right there. Already got it. And I'm going to bring this over. So this is a great follow-up for the homeowner leads, seller leads. So it's got their home value estimate, nearby sales. Now they can also click to get their real-time actual home value. They can see more homes for sale. That's editable. But the other thing I wanted to check out, and let's actually do it together, is back on the lead detail page, create listing presentation. And let's see. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, that hasn't been by Scott Pierce, 123 Main Street, Sacramento. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're actually going to be updating this where I actually put their name and information on this. You can still do that obviously in the listings dashboard. But we're going to be adding that capability right there as well. So you can see here, this is what I mean by between the AI text follow-up, the email follow-up, the ability to add tasks, add meetings, send emails, add notes. You cannot add people so I can't add people to my listings to leads account like I could with a normal CRM. But for all the leads that you're generating, in fact, we've had people, what they do is, and I shouldn't even say this, but they will add people to their listings to leads account, maybe via a home value landing page, like the free home values landing page, or like for example, we had a client that did this recently, and she does this for like every day. I see her doing this. She's got like down payment assistance or new construction, and she just adds people to it, and the autoresponder for the landing page is set up to offer. It's almost like just a regular email follow-up that you might send to somebody, right? The autoresponder. And so she'll add people to this, like her contacts in another CRM. She adds them into the landing page, and then that way they fall into listings to leads. Now they can get AI text follow-up, they can get email follow-up. And these are leads that she's had in other programs, and she's trying to consolidate everything into listings to leads. Obviously, that's a bit of a workaround. But I know a few people that have done that. And I was like, damn, people are very ingenious with the way they do things. Right? I mean, it's the lengths that people go to is absolutely awesome.
Oh, I'm glad they found a workaround.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's beautiful is when you look at our delivery rates, they are through the roof. I mean, I don't think there's many CRMs that have a delivery rate that we do. And so
Yeah.
your ability to customize all those emails, all of those campaigns, completely customizable, but it's because we don't allow people to add contacts as what people would do is they would start uploading a list and of cold emails and cold people. And then that's what causes these CRMs to go from like 90, high 80s and 90% deliverability, poof, down to where all your emails are going into spam, right? Or not getting delivered at all. Or all of a sudden you realize, crap, I thought I had my email follow-up set up, but nothing has been delivered for a month and a half because the CRM I'm using had such a bad reputation because there are bad actors that are using it to spam people. And so there's pros and cons of a vendor like us allowing you to take a list from like Redex and upload it, and then start essentially spamming people that didn't ask to be spammed. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, Marlene, sorry about a little bit of a workaround, but I would say you definitely don't want to be adding people to your account that are not. We're going to be doing a double opt-ins where even if you do add contacts to it, it'll send them an email that they're going to have to approve to be added to a follow-up plan. So for what that is
Yeah,
worth.
we want to just yeah, we want to make sure we follow the rules.
Yeah, 100%. Because,
It's really
you know,
protecting agents as well, because you don't want to be sued.
well, and nobody wants to use a program where the emails are more likely to end up in a spam folder than the inbox. And right now, and I go through Chat GPT and Grok about once a week, and I'll take all of our stats and I'll upload them, and they're like, it's like your deliverability is and your opens are amazing. So yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. We want to make sure that we protect that for you because you're spending money on these leads. There's no point in you spending money on leads and the email goes to their spam. So I was going to put a point on that one more time real quick. In the follow-up, get in there and take a look at those emails. And, again, you could add a Calendly link. You could customize these a little bit so that, they kind of fit your profile, or not your profile, your personality, and are a little bit more engaging for you and your leads. Just go to the campaign. There's an edit button right here, right? So I can customize this. You can see the preview. This is the preview of that same email, right? First name. In fact, this is a great, great email. Are you working from home more these days? Would a home office or work area be good for you in a new home? Now, you might be in a rural place. You might be in New York City where, the idea of having a home office isn't great. And so you can change it up a little bit. Um, if you're in New York, do you want a little table to work from? So, can you make a video and include it in the campaign? No, you can't. But that's something that we're actually integrating with, I think, BombBomb. But yeah, Adam, you know what you could do is if I go edit, the bit of a workaround to that would be you could upload an image. So here, check this out. So I've got, let's say I got a video, and maybe I'm using Dub, maybe the video's on YouTube, right? Whatever it is, I can upload whatever my cover photo is for that video. So if it's on YouTube, right, you're gonna have a cover photo or a cover, social media share image with it. I can upload that, or let's just say, this is my cover for the video. And if I bring that down a little bit, and let me go to our YouTube channel, I'll bring it over here. One second, give me a second here. I'm on my other monitor. I'm going to go to YouTube, view your channel, video. I'm just going to bring up this one. So let me bring that over here. So let's say I've got a video. And again, this might be on Dub. This could be in BombBomb, maybe, right? I can't remember if you can do public, but whatever. I'm just going to grab that link and back in listings to leads, right? Here's my email, and I want that video. I'm going to click on the image, insert link, and just paste in my link. So wherever that video is sitting, could be Vimeo. I'm going to click save. And was that for the down payment assistance, or was that working from home? I totally forgot. Oh, working from home. I can send a test email. Let's take a look at it. Let's test that out real quick. So I send a test email. Working from home. Okay, great. I got the email that I want. And I'm going to delete that, bring it up, bring it over. So here's my email with my video. And now when I click this, boom, it opened up that video. Came on my other monitor because that's where I was. So
Oh,
Marlene, a little bit of a workaround, but if you got a video that you want people to see, if it's on YouTube, just either grab the photo that you're using for the cover photo, or just take a screenshot of the video and then add it like you just saw me, the way I did it. And then you can use that video right here. Does that make sense, Marlene?
yeah. Except can people see pretty well? Like you can click this and it's pretty obvious because there's no
Uh,
play button, right?
yeah, you know what? Here, I'll show you something. So, for example, let's just say this is my image.
Or you can
I
just
would,
add click here or something.
no, no, no. If you go to, in fact, you can go to, if you go to Google, right? So if I go to Google and I'm on Google, why am I on Google Maps? Hold on a second. And I'm going to do play
Play button.
overlay PNG.
Ah.
Let's see if this comes up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Perfect. So if I go to Google,
Mm-hmm.
I just searched play overlay PNG. Now, you got to be careful. Like, for example, I can't be stealing people. You could even do this in Chat GPT, I bet. In fact, I
Oh
bet.
yeah, yeah. You can just have create
Let me
a
do,
AI generate one. Yeah.
yeah, let me try Chat GPT real quick. I'm going to do play overlay PNG. Let's see what Chat GPT gives me. Oh, I didn't say, give me an image for this to use on another image I will send via email. I'll bring this over. I'll show everybody. Give me 1 second. Let me just bring it up and make sure Chat GPT is not going to do anything stupid. And I think we're good. That's getting started. Let's see what we come up with. Looks like a PNG. All right. That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to copy image. And so here is my prompt. Could you please? So in Google, that works, right? Play overlay PNG. Google knew what to do with that. ChatGPT is like, what the hell are you talking about? So I just said, give me an image for a play overlay PNG image that I'll use over, whatever. You got the idea. So for that image that ChatGPT created, and this is a lot safer. I don't want to be sued. I'm going to come back to that image, but this is my video image, and then I can just resize it. And now people will know that is a playable video. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Marlene, does that make sense? And that way, yeah, and Yi, great question, or whoever, I think Yi, it was at you that asked it. That'll definitely get more people to go, oh, that's going to be a video that I can click on. And in fact, you know what I'll do is I will save that and I'll upload that into the mastermind group. If anybody wants it for whatever reason, they will have access to it. And where did all my
presentations go?
goodness gracious almighty? There we go. All right. So sorry about that. Any questions on anything? It's actually 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
Overtime. Everybody good to go with follow-up? So remember, one of the keys to follow-up is generating enough leads. You know, too few leads, it's just, you know, follow-up becomes a nightmare. So we want to have enough leads flowing in. Like we want to have enough water to irrigate our field. We want to have enough oxygen to get a fire going. We want enough gas to get the car going. We want enough leads to get our business going. And the follow-up is going to be pick a time of day. I would make sure that you time block at least an hour a day to be calling people. Whether you're going to call them every day for 7 days like Gordon does, call them every other day like what E does. I will take this quick moment to mention Craig Johnson, right? He does a video text message like the second or third day or something. What does he do?
Yeah, after he contact them, it's not like just a blank video message.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you're going to see what Craig does, because in this video above that I gave everybody at the beginning of this call, this is actually an interview we did with Craig. And so he talks a lot about his follow-up here as well. So I think it's a great idea to listen to both of these people because they are both having success with the program. Yeah, so if there's no other questions, everybody good? Go ahead and type in, we're good to go. If you're good to go, you are then allowed to leave. But yeah, let us know if you're good and we'll go from there. And remember, at leadgenwebinars.com, again, that's leadgenwebinars.com. In fact, you know, we've got another guest coming next week on the 31st, Tamara from Legacy Prime Real Estate is joining us, and she's going to talk about how she wins listing presentations with the 100-point home marketing plan. So July 28th here at, again, leadgenwebinars.com. This is with Gordon Day. And on July 31st, your listing presentations, Tamara Lobin is going to join us. I got to get her last name. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. Pat Motley. I cannot believe Pat would be on this call and not identify herself ahead of time. So Pat, did you just get on with us or have you been on this whole time? And did you see what I said about Realty Juggler? How you can just don't even do copy code. Just highlight the email, right? Like this right here. Just highlight that email that you want to send and just copy it and just paste it right into your Realty Juggler. I think that'll work perfectly. All right. Marlene, ooh la la. I'm not sure what.
That was awesome, that walk around for the video. I think Marlene got really excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Actually, it's perfect because I was thinking about how I want to embed a video as well. So perfect. Thank you for showing that.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what I'll do? I will save that PNG file to the mastermind group. So if anybody wants to grab that there, you can. You did that and it didn't work. Wow. So here, hold on a second, Pat. Let me show you exactly what I mean. I don't have Realty Juggler. Yeah, I would get with their support. I mean, I've heard kind of weird things about Realty Juggler here and there. I mean, overall, it's a great program that people like, but I would ask their support on this. But let me just show you what I'm talking about. I mean, I know you saw the video, so I'm probably just wasting your time. but Pat was asking about, I believe, an e-flyer for her database. So, listings, and here we go. So I'm going to click market listing. I'm going to grab the e-flyer from my database. And so I'm just going to highlight the email. Like, I'm not clicking copy code. I'm just highlighting this, copy it, go to my CRM, right, whatever CRM, and literally just click into the editor. Like you see you can see the cursor there, and just paste. And there you go. I mean, it might be easier than using the code. Jorge says it works. I have Realty Juggler. Jorge, could Pat hook up with you? But they showed you a workaround. Okay. Because I'll say, Jorge, Pat is one of our VIP clients. She's in the mastermind group. And in fact, Jorge, real quickly here, and Pat, if you're good to go, that's fine. But you two are both Realty Juggler clients, so it might be good for you two to hook up anyways. I'm not trying to hook people up. You know what I mean? But Jorge, real quickly here, Pat in the mastermind group was having a question here about that. But yeah, Jorge, you may want to just pop a comment in here real quickly, because again, you two are both using the same CRM. It could be good to connect on that. Oh, that's crazy. Well, Pat says if you just highlight and copy, it loses all of its formatting. Well, yeah, Jorge, if you don't mind getting into the mastermind group, Jorge, are you part of the mastermind group? I'd love to make sure that Pat gets this, because obviously we don't want her not to be able to use some of the fabulous, amazing tools that we've got. So Pat, anyways, yeah, Jorge Hernandez, hopefully he'll get into he just said he'll get into the mastermind group, and that would be phenomenal. And see if that we can't make that work. All right. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. I got to go. You got to go. Let's go make some money. Let's go add value to our audiences across all platforms and in our areas. And hopefully we will see you on our next call. Thank you, everybody. And thanks you for joining us. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, that was
All
a
right,
good
everybody.
one. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.